Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the zodiac sign, Cancer, and death. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, well, first off, as far as the zodiac sign Cancer goes, the general outlook, well, as far as death for them, well, Cancer can obviously be very emotional, and if they're grieving with the loss of a loved one, family member, just somebody prominent in their life scheme, they're gonna really their recovery time, basically, as far as emotionally, will be likely a lot longer than average. I have my sun sign is Cancer, but what's interesting, when I've had deaths in my family, I've not really honestly grieved a whole lot, so you have to look at the whole chart and take that into consideration. I have the emotionally versatile Gemini moon, and of course a very stolid and passive Taurus ascendant, so you got to look at other factors in the chart. I got Saturn in the 12th house, which of course could bear their grievances, their sadness. They could be feeling despondent in private, but I really wasn't even feeling that in private really that much, just to be honest with you. But generally speaking, Cancer has they could have a lot of emotional not depth. I'm sorry, depth. Much like Scorpio or Pisces, they could be very sentimental about these matters. If they find out that they're in a situation for themselves that could be perilous, then they obviously can react with a lot of emotional energy. Cancer is also notorious for being very moody, fickle, and temperamental. And when they're dealing with a situation like this, they could be known to, their wide mood swings might really be very noticeable and come out very blatantly. Cancer often will, they have protracted periods of being very reticent, and if they're dealing with a death, or if they are in a perilous situation themselves, where they may be dying of something, cancer, some disease, or what have you, they might go into basically their figurative shell, and they retreat for a long period, and they're known to be introverted anyway, but when something like this happens, they will even that will even be more emphasized, I would say, for many Cancerian people. So, anyway, now as far as Cancerian physical issues go and debilitations that might be tied into a passing, Cancer, of course, it rules the chest, breast area, the stomach. Uh, they could get something, they may be prone to like ulcer, perforation, or breast cancer, even a ruptured stomach, which of course could lead to a passing, to one's demise, sadly. Now, actor Alan Thicke, if I remember correctly, he had a cancer. Late actor Alan Thicke had a Cancer ascendant. He died of something called aortic aortic dissection, which may not be directly connected with the chest, but it can include excruciating chest pain. And he may have had, it wouldn't surprise me if he had that at his passing, given that he does have a Cancer ascendant in the and Cancer, as far as what I call anatomical correspondences, or in English, body parts associated with the zodiac sign Cancer, can include the chest and breast that chest area. Now, another thing, and I thought was interesting too, is that you're talking about something indirectly Cancerian related that might have been tied in to remember the late great prolific singer Karen Carpenter had a Cancer ascendant, and she died, as some result of that anorexia that she had. And what it was is when she passed away, anorexia is when she was actually throwing up her food. The zodiac sign Cancer can be associated with food, and it's also the stomach. So indirectly, the anorexia may have been, it's tied. It can, well, at least tied in somehow with the stomach area, the food. I mean, Cancer is associated with food as well, and having a Pisces sun, she probably just wanted to have this, this ideal, image that really that and she couldn't, whatever she might have dreamed or fantasized of, and she just was not. no matter what she did, sadly, it was not attainable probably in her eyes. Um, but anyway, what I wanted to next thing I want to talk about is that in a solar natal chart, the zodiac sign Aquarius often falls on the 8th house cusp of death for the zodiac sign Cancer. Now, Aquarius could be associated with things with the circulation. Um, it can be, there might be some problems with the circulation at the time when Cancer, zodiac sign, for somebody with a Cancer sun, moon, or sun may pass, or the death may be something of an unusual nature, or it might be something with electricity. Um, Something where, it could be some electrocution, and you're talking about, bizarre deaths in some cases with somebody that's some Cancerian people, because of course Aquarius is associated with what's unusual and what's bizarre. It can be, something like, electric, something going by an electric fence, getting electrocuted there. There was somebody one time, this is a very, it's a bizarre, example, but I saw something online on Wikipedia, and they had a list compiled of, various, unusual deaths, and one of them was where somebody got pinned, somebody accidentally activated a hydraulic lift on a piano, and it elevated the piano, and it pinned him between, he was pinned between the piano and the ceiling. The piano raised all the way up to the ceiling. He inadvertently hit something that made it do that, and I'm not saying this is the fate for all Cancerian people, but for some reason, Cancer could have, and I don't know that guy's astrological placements. I'm just using that as an example of like a bizarre death. But anyway, now, and again, it might be there are actually circulation issues that can result in a death, such as, well, actually, I want to talk about varicose veins. Circulation issues I don't know if they actually are directly connected with death. I haven't really researched that extensively, but I know varicose veins can be associated with the zodiac sign Aquarius, and a possible death there could be greater propensity for Cancer to die from something, from a hemorrhage, from varicose veins could be an example. Now also, the 4th house cusp can be considered as well, because that rules the latter part, like the end of life in astrology. Now the zodiac sign Libra will often fall on the 4th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Cancer. And you're talking about some possibilities could be kidney disease or failure, because the zodiac sign Libra corresponds with the kidneys. It's also the lower back, the endocrine system. Endocrine system, there could be a disease or disorder that Cancer may get with the endocrine system at the time, near that latter part, like that end of life period. And I don't know, diabetes can be associated with Libra. I don't know if diabetic comas are possible. If they are, that could be a possibility. Lower back issues may accompany Cancer at that latter or end part of life. And another thing, and the thing too, is a prominent family member that has Libra on the cusp of her 4th house in her natal chart, and she had her back shattered. Now I don't know if it's including the lower back, but it wouldn't surprise me if her lower back was giving her some problems at this time, and she's an older person too. So anyway, well, the next thing I want to talk about is the 6th house cusp for Cancer. Now, the zodiac sign Sagittarius often falls on the 6th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Cancer. And of course, the 6th house can be associated with physical health, physical debilitations, and they can lead, and of course, when you have some debilitation, in some cases, they can lead to one's passing. Now, there might be something that Cancer may go through that might be some kind of liver disorder. It could be like cirrhosis of the liver, alcoholic hepatitis is an example. Especially, say if there's something else in say if somebody has Neptune and Sagittarius in their 6th house, and it makes an inconjunct to their Cancer ascendant, that could increase that propensity. And if there's just other things in the chart that could actually increase that proclivity for that. Now, obesity could be another example. I mean, obviously, when somebody's heavier than average, it can diminish years on their life in many instances. And even though if obesity is not considered a direct result of one's death, it can actually, I would say, it could at least be a contributing factor. I'm not really sure about all the details in that, but I would think it would at least be a contributing factor in one's passing. And the zodiac sign Cancer, of course, they are known for their round visage. They can often be overweight. I think in America there may be about 70% of people that are overweight anyway, but Cancer even has a greater proclivity toward that than the average person. Hold on a moment, people. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about how the zodiac sign Cancer can have difficulty in putting things to death, figuratively speaking. Now, Cancer can have some difficulties with that because they're a lot like Taurus. I mean, Taurus is just really is more grudge holding when they've reached their point of endurance, and they retain the memory of something at negative or adverse somebody did to them for a prolonged period. Cancer can be the same way, but they are more hurt on an emotional level than Taurus. They have the tendency to brood and sulk. They will lament over past grievances. Cancer is associated with the past being ruled by the moon, and the moon can be associated with one's past. They will often lament, reminisce about these negative things that have happened to them, and they often, even though the zodiac sign Cancer is not a fixed sign, it is a cardinal sign, they have sometimes difficulty moving forward and going past these past hurts, and especially ones where they feel that there was malicious intent connected with it. If somebody did something to them maliciously and it was done to deliberately hurt them, they will often hold on to that for a while. So they are very much like Taurus in that respect. I understand something about this being a Cancer sun in Taurus ascendant. The thing about Cancer as well, their relationships can be tough for them to put to a figurative death or halt, because I've stated this in previous videos, and it's nothing against Taurus or Libra. I do believe the zodiac sign Cancer can love that, unequivocally love stronger on average, more so than any of the other zodiac signs. And because they love so strongly and so immensely, their hurt is strong as well. It's proportionate. Their hurt that they experience, their abject misery, emotional misery they go through, is proportionate with the love that they express. And they show so much dedication, devotion to something. They, even if they're in a negative situation, they have difficulty in letting the situation go, and they are ones that they will stay hurt for a very long time, and over a situation that may that might be whether it's or something that someone that hurt them in a relationship, or whether it's a death or something that could be a firing from a job, anything that could have potentially have hurt them. I had a friend of mine that was actually a Gemini sun, but his progressed sun had moved into Cancer when he had a child that died, and he went into very I call it very protracted reticence for a long time. I felt like he went into hiding a little bit. I felt like he had isolated himself from a lot of his friends and eradicated communication with them for a good period of time. And I think it might have had something to do with his progressed sun going into the zodiac sign Cancer at the time of his child's passing. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.